BMW is running scared right now. Not publicly, they'd never admit it. But the incentive sheets don't lie. When a manufacturer starts throwing $1,750 cash back at their flagship adventure bike and slashing financing to 2.9%, that's not confidence. That's inventory sitting on floors. And if you know which models are bleeding value fastest, you can walk into a dealer this month and ride out on a bike that would have cost you thousands more 6 months ago. One of these 6 might genuinely be the best motorcycle deal in America right now. And it's not the one you'd expect. BMW F 800 GS. Here's a question nobody's asking loud enough. Why would BMW put $1,000 of customer cash on a bike that starts at $10,925? Think about that for a second. That's almost a 10% discount on a motorcycle that's already the cheapest adventure bike in the BMW lineup. You stack that $1,000 customer cash on top of the current 3.9% APR financing, and suddenly you're looking at a brand new German-engineered adventure bike for roughly the same monthly payment as a loaded Honda CB500X. That math shouldn't work, but it does. The F800 GS runs an 895 cubic centimeter parallel twin, making 87 horsepower and 67 pound-feet of torque. Those aren't head-turning numbers until you realize what they feel like on a Saturday morning twisty road. The mid-range pull on this engine is genuinely addictive. Roll on the throttle at 4,500 revolutions per minute in third gear through a sweeping bend, and the thing just surges forward with this smooth, linear urgency that bigger bikes can't replicate because they're too busy managing all that extra weight. At 459 pounds wet, the F800 GS handles like a bike that costs half as much and weighs 50 pounds less. So, why is it getting cheaper? Simple. BMW dropped the R1300 GS, and every journalist on the planet wrote 10,000 words about it. The F800 GS became the forgotten middle child overnight. Dealers ordered them expecting adventure riders to work their way up from the G310 GS, but most buyers skipped straight to the R1300 GS instead. That left a glut of F800 GS units stacking up in showrooms. The one real weakness? The stock suspension. It's serviceable for pavement and gravel roads, but if you're planning serious off-road riding, actual single-track rocky stuff, you'll want to budget another $800 to $1,200 for a suspension upgrade. The forums are pretty unanimous on this, but for a dual-sport commuter that occasionally hits fire roads on weekends, this bike punches way above its price. Honestly, for under $11,000 with incentives, you're getting BMW build quality, ABS Pro, traction control, a full-color TFT display, and LED lighting. The KTM 890 Adventure starts at $13,499 and doesn't include half of that as standard. Smart money is all over this one. BMW S1000RR. All right, completely different animal here. The S1000RR makes 205 horsepower. Read that again. 205 horsepower from a liter-class inline-4 that revs to 13,200 RPM with an over-rev capacity pushing past 14,500. This is not a motorcycle for casual Sunday rides. This is a weapon. And right now, BMW is throwing $1,000 in customer cash at it, on top of a 2.9% APR promotional rate. The MSRP sits around $17,895 before destination, which already undercuts the Ducati Panigale 5.4S by roughly $10,000. Let that sink in. You're getting shift cam variable valve timing, which gives you smooth, manageable power at low revs and absolute fury at the top end, a quick shifter for clutchless up and down shifts, MotoGP-derived winglets for high-speed stability, and one of the most advanced electronic suites on any production bike. Race mode, rain mode, dynamic mode, plus cornering ABS that actually works. The reason this bike is bleeding value has nothing to do with the bike itself, it's the market. Supersport sales in America have been declining steadily for years. Fewer riders are buying dedicated track bikes. Adventure and touring segments are eating the industry's lunch, so BMW has superbikes sitting in showrooms that riders walk past on their way to look at a GS. Dealers are motivated. Very motivated, a buddy of mine snagged a leftover 2025 S 1000RR for almost $4,000 under sticker last fall. The 2026 models are heading the same direction as we get deeper into summer. The flaw? Insurance. If you're under 35, get a quote before you fall in love. A 205 horsepower Superbike with a 188 miles per hour top speed doesn't exactly scream low premiums to underwriters. Budget an extra $150 to $250 a month depending on your record and zip code. But if you've been waiting for the right time to get into a leader bike, one that can embarrass machines costing twice as much, this is the window. It won't stay this cheap. BMW K1600 GTL. Now this bike is where the real story gets interesting, because no motorcycle in BMW's current lineup loses money faster than the K1600 GTL. The MSRP is $28,855. BMW is offering $1,500 in customer cash. And on the used market, 3-year-old examples with under 10,000 miles are selling in the mid-teens. I've seen 2021 models listed at $18,000 with barely any wear. That's a $30,000 plus motorcycle hemorrhaging almost half its value inside 4 years. The depreciation on the K1600 platform is genuinely shocking, and forums are full of owners who've watched their bikes plummet in resale value. But here's the thing, and this is why I had to put it on this list. The K1600 GTL is objectively one of the finest touring motorcycles ever built. That 1,649 cubic centimeters inline six is butter smooth. It makes 160 horsepower and delivers torque in this seamless, turbine-like wave that makes a Honda Goldwing feel agricultural by comparison. The 6-cylinder note at 5,000 revolutions per minute is something you have to experience. There's nothing else like it in motorcycling. The cockpit features a 10.25-inch TFT display, fully integrated navigation, heated grips, heated seats, adaptive headlights, and a stereo system that actually sounds decent at highway speeds. For 2-up touring, it's arguably the most complete package money can buy. So why the bloodbath on resale? Wait. At nearly 750 pounds fully fueled, this bike intimidates a lot of riders. The touring demographic skews older, and a lot of those riders are downsizing to lighter machines. Add in the fact that BMW keeps updating the model with marginal changes that make last year's version feel dated, and you've got a perfect storm of depreciation. The genuine weakness beyond the weight is the transmission. It can feel clunky at low speeds. First to second gear in parking lots sometimes requires patience. Several owners mention this, and it's a real thing. But for someone who specifically wants an ultra-luxury touring machine and isn't afraid of the mass, buying a lightly used K1600 GTL right now might be the single smartest purchase in the entire motorcycle market. You're getting $30,000 worth of engineering for Goldwing money. Before we get to the bike that made me rethink this entire list, drop a comment below telling me which BMW on here surprised you most. I'm genuinely curious. BMW R 1300 GS. Yeah, the R1300 GS, BMW's best-selling motorcycle globally. The bike that dominates adventure touring worldwide. And right now, it has the biggest customer cash incentive in the entire 2026 BMW lineup, $1,750 off. Let me put that in perspective. BMW almost never discounts the GS this aggressively. For years, dealers had wait lists. Buyers paid over MSRP just to get one. The R1300 GS was the bike you couldn't negotiate on. That era appears to be over. The MSRP is $20,395 before destination. With $1,750 in cash back and a 2.9% promotional APR, the effective entry price with financing drops substantially. You're talking about a 145 horsepower liquid-cooled boxer twin with Evo paralever suspension, a Matrix LED headlight, optional automatic shift assistant, and an electronics package that includes multiple riding modes, hill start assist, and dynamic traction control. This is a serious machine. Why is it getting cheaper? A few reasons. First, the R1300 GS Adventure exists. Same engine, bigger tank, more travel-focused, and it's pulling buyers away from the standard model. Second, tariff anxiety. BMW builds these in Berlin. And with trade policy uncertainty between the US and EU, some buyers are hesitating on high-ticket imports. Third, competition has genuinely caught up. The Ducati Desert 5.2, the KTM 1390 Super Adventure, and even Harley's Pan America have carved real market share from BMW's adventure dominance. The GS is no longer the automatic default. The weakness? Cost of options. The base bike is great, but once you start ticking boxes, the Enduro package, the premium package, the connectivity module, you can easily push past $25,000. And the service costs are BMW level, which means valve adjustments and scheduled maintenance run 30 to 50% more than Japanese equivalents. Still, at $18,645 effective price with the full cashback, ask any rider who's spent a week crossing state lines on a GS, and they'll tell you nothing else rides quite like it. That Boxer engine's low center of gravity makes this 549-pound bike feel 50 pounds lighter than it is. If I had to bet on which bike on this list will look like the biggest bargain 5 years from now, it's this one. Subscribe if you want more honest motorcycle content like this. No fluff, no paid promotions, just real talk about what's worth buying. BMW F 900 GS. Here's the sleeper pick. The F 900 GS starts at $14,275, and BMW is handing out $1,000 in customer cash with 3.9% APR financing. But the reason this bike deserves your attention isn't the discount. It's what the discount tells you. The F 900 GS sits in this awkward middle ground. It's too expensive for riders who want an entry-level adventure bike. The F 800 GS exists for that. And it's not prestigious enough for riders who want the GS badge bragging rights. Those buyers stretch for the R 1300 GS. So the F 900 GS gets squeezed from both sides, and dealers are feeling the pressure. That squeeze is your opportunity, because the bike itself is legitimately excellent. The 895cc parallel twin puts out 105 horsepower, nearly 20 more than the F 800 GS, and the chassis is designed from the ground up for both serious off-road work and long-distance highway comfort. The suspension travel is generous, the seat height is manageable for most riders, and the electronic rider aids include cornering ABS, dynamic traction control, and multiple riding modes. Compared to the Triumph Tiger 900, which starts around $14,600, the F 900 GS matches it spec for spec and undercuts it on price after the incentive. And the BMW comes with a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, plus that complimentary 600-mile break-in service. Triumph gives you 2 years. The downside? The windscreen. At highway speeds, the stock wind protection creates a lot of turbulence around helmet level, especially for taller riders. It's the single most common complaint in every owner forum I've read. Budget $250 for an aftermarket screen and the problem disappears. If you want to do everything adventure bike that won't break the bank and can genuinely handle fire roads, highway miles, and daily commuting without flinching, the F 900 GS at this price is arguably a better value than the R 1300 GS. I know that's a bold claim. I stand by it. BMW R 1300 RT. This last one almost didn't make the list. Not because it's a bad deal, it's an incredible deal, but because almost nobody is paying attention to it. And honestly, that's exactly why it's here. The BMW R 1300 RT is brand new for 2026. Built on the same 145 horsepower liquid-cooled boxer platform as the R 1300 GS. Same engine, same fundamental technology, but wrapped in a full sport touring fairing designed specifically for eating miles in absolute comfort. BMW is offering $1,000 in customer cash with 3.9% APR. The MSRP hasn't been officially published on all dealer sheets yet as allocation rolls out, but expect it in the low to mid $20,000 range. Here's the kicker. Because this is a new model launch, Dealers that got early allocation are already negotiating to move units and build buzz. Sport touring as a segment has been declining in sales for years, and even BMW knows the RT has historically been a slow seller compared to the GS. But the riders who buy RTs, they are the most loyal owners in all of motorcycling. The RT community is almost cult-like. Ask anyone who's ridden one across the country and they'll tell you the wind protection is unmatched, the integrated K system is perfectly balanced, and the electronic suspension with dynamic cruise control makes 8-hour days feel like 3. The flaw is the same as the K1600, weight and intimidation factor. The RT isn't light, and it doesn't look approachable in a showroom. Younger buyers walk right past it, but experienced riders who know what they want, they're quietly picking these up while everyone else is arguing about which GS color to order. Compared to the Yamaha FJR 1300, which, let's be honest, hasn't been meaningfully updated in years, the R1300 RT is a generation ahead in engine technology, electronics, and rider comfort. And with the $1,000 cash back, the gap in price narrows considerably. This is the bike most people will overlook on this list. And that's exactly why it might be the smartest buy of all. Here's the truth. BMW doesn't hand out discounts because they're feeling generous. They do it because bikes are sitting on floors. Every model on this list is getting cheaper for real, market-driven reasons. If I had to pick one, the R1300 GS with that $1,750 cashback. That won't last past summer. Dark horse, the F900 GS, dollar for dollar, nothing touches it. Which one gets your money? Drop it in the comments. Subscribe for more honest breakdowns like this.